All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So, yesterday the bombshell was dropped that the Jets went out and acquired running back James Robinson from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, in exchange for a late sixth round pick that could bump up to a fifth round pick. I mean, what an absolute steal. The same day that Breece Hall is ruled out for the rest of the season, and AVT as well, Joe Douglas quickly pivots and makes a move to go get an established running back. I know he's still young. I know he's kind of entering his prime now, but he's an established back in the league, in my opinion. And I got UCF Jaguar joining me in just a second here, but I quickly wanted to talk about what I've seen from James Robinson, during his Jacksonville tenure. He's a guy I've always been impressed with. I've never really thought he was a top 5 back or a top 10 back, but, when I look at where he came from, right, coming into Jacksonville as an undrafted free agent, I really felt like Robinson stood out. He runs so hard. He's violent. He's tough. He's my type of running back. I do think he's going to fit well in the system. Another thing, too, about James Robinson, yes, he's big. Yes, he's kind of a bruising back, but he's smooth. He kind of just glides along the fields. And we can all reference the rookie season where he rushed for over 1,000 yards, caught a bunch of passes as well. I mean, the guy can really do a lot, right? On the ground or through the air. And I mean, he's appeared in 35 games as well, so he has a lot of experience for being a young player. Also averaging 4.5 yards per carry throughout the course of his career. Okay, that's really, really interesting to me. And one really interesting point that I saw on Twitter, I'll throw it up on the screen now. I believe it was from Tyler Whitmore. He said when James Robinson touches the ball over 12 times, the Jaguars are 2-0. When he touches the ball less than that, the Jaguars are 0-5. Is it a coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. However you want to look at the situation is up for interpretation. Obviously, Travis Etienne is doing great things in Jacksonville, but I am totally excited. Is James Robinson Dalvin Cook? Is he Derrick Henry? No, probably not, but he's much better. The Jets are in a much, much, much better situation, or position rather, than they were 24 hours ago here. Okay, so let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I'll put that UCF Jaguar clip in now, and yeah, go Jets. All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So in this one, I'm joined by my buddy Dalton, aka UCF Jaguar. All of his links will be listed down below in the description box. We all know why Dalton's here, right? James Robinson just got added to the New York Jets. And, dude, I mean, it kind of caught me off guard how quick the Jets made a move. There was a bunch of talks like maybe Kareem Hunt, maybe Dearness Johnson, Cam Akers was another possibility. James Robinson was floated around, but I honestly didn't think that Jacksonville, would part ways with them. I mean, because we've been buddies for, years now. And I feel like every time we talk about like young core guys, with the respected franchises, James Robinson's always been like, a guy that you've liked and talked about. Were you shocked when, Jacksonville traded him?
I wasn't really surprised. I mean, when you look at really James Robinson's time with the Jaguars, it was crazy because he came in 2020 as an undrafted rookie, and then that was a year where the Jaguars were kind of like tanking. They got rid of everybody, Calais Campbell, Malik Jackson, AJ Boye, just really got rid of all the nucleus. So then, later on, like a week before the season starts, they cut Leonard Fournette, and it's like, what? And then they're like, oh, okay, now this guy named James Robinson is a starting running back. He's an undrafted rookie out of North Illinois, and we're like, what is going on? And then he came out and had a really good year for us. Like, he was the biggest bright spot on the Jaguars in 2020. We wound up being 1-15. We were in competition with the Jets, with the worst team in football, and the Jaguars were victorious. We were the biggest losers. If there's anything that we're great at, it's the Tankathon rankings. But and then the next year, we're like, okay, look, we have a good running back. We're good. And then the 2021 NFL draft, the Jaguars take Travis Etienne in the first round. So it's like, oh, like, I guess James Robinson's being phased out. And then Travis Etienne hurts his Liz Frank. And then next thing you know, James Robinson is back in the driver's seat. He has another solid year. It's a really weird year. He fumbled the ball once, and Urban Meyer decided to use him as the example and benched him. And then Trevor Lawrence came to the sideline, and he was like, where's James? He's our best player on offense. Why isn't he in? And then that's when Robinson came back in. And then just this year, he started off as a lead back, but really ETN started to do really good lately. Really high, like he's really fast, really high yards per carry, just a lot more efficient. And then James Robinson kind of slowly got kind of taken out of the offense. I mean, this last game he had 0 carries, and I was wondering about that. And it's, I don't think this trade with, and it's interesting because I don't know if they were trying to preserve him for a trade. Of course, I don't think they entered trade talks with the Jets until what, yesterday? Maybe even not even yesterday, maybe
Yeah.
today. I mean, the Jaguars played the 1 o'clock window. The Jets played, you guys played the 4 o'clock window, right?
Yeah, against Denver.
Yeah. So when the Jaguars game was going on, the Jets had no need for running back. And then Brees Hall got hurt, which, I mean, it sucks for me. I had him in a few fantasy leagues. So, he was killing it. He's definitely not Brees Hall. He's a little bit slower, but he has great vision. He can see the hole well. And he can take care of the ball. He's a good running back. It's a shame we only got a day 3 pick for him, but I imagine that was probably the Jets' range. Get a day 3 pick. Cam Akers, he might demand a little bit more. So will Kareem Hunt, but you guys get a cheap guy, 5th-round pick on a. I saw the trade conditions. He only needs 240 more yards on the ground to take that from a 6th-round pick to a 5th-round pick. So basically, if he does much of anything, he's going to be a 5th-round pick. So day 3 pick, I think that's pretty good value for a guy on a rookie deal.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, man, like from a Jags fan's perspective, like are you okay? Are you happy with the trade compensation? I was on Twitter a little bit before we kicked this thing off, and I was checking out some of the Jags fans, and it seemed like the majority of the fan base on there was a little disappointed. Not saying that they should have got like a first or a second, but maybe a fourth conditional to shoot it up to a third, somewhere in that range. Where do you
Yeah.
stand as far as like compensation?
I don't like. I like for James Robinson. I love it. Like he deserves this opportunity. With the Jaguars, his future wasn't here. Now he gets an opportunity to compete for the kind of bell cow role with the Jets. I'm sure they're going to try to bring Michael Carter in there a good bit. But for me, if I'm taking the feelings out of it, a 5th-round pick is nothing. That's literally what a 5th-round pick turns into is a cornerback from Temple that is fast, and you bring him in there and he plays practice squad a couple years and he's gone. 5th-round picks don't usually turn into much. So if it's me, I'm keeping him in case ETN gets hurt. But I don't know. I guess the coaching staff doesn't see it that way. He's been a little bit. He's been a little bit inefficient on the ground this year. He like when it comes to like when you see the last few games, the difference between Travis Etienne and James Robinson. Travis Etienne has been a lot more effective, but I'm for James Robinson, I'm keeping him around for that low price tag just because a 5th-round pick just doesn't have a lot of upside.
Yeah, man, I hear you. And the last question, bro, as far as like his future with the Jets, obviously he's under contract this season, restricted free agent next year. Are you thinking he's actually going to do well, or is he just going to kind of be like a 1 year stopgap, and then the Jets are going to part ways with them eventually once Breeze comes back, or are you thinking maybe like three-headed running back tandem next season? Is Robinson, in your opinion, that good to stick around?
As long as you have Brees Hall, Brees Hall should be the bell cow. Brees Hall is a lot better than I love James Robinson, but Brees Hall, just from a speed standpoint, a 40-yard dash standpoint, is a lot better than him. And he's younger. He has a lot less mileage on him. With James, if you keep him as a number 3, if you want to keep him around, place a conditional tag on him. He's a cheap alternate backup to have. But I guess when it comes to the future of the Jets, yeah, I think probably maybe RB3. I know Michael Carter, you like to have him as the pass catching back, so that probably leaves Robinson as the RB3 on the roster. But we'll see. Really good. I like him as a running back, a little bit low in the speed category, but he has a knack of finding the hole, hitting it, and also taking care of the ball. He's just an overall good running back.
Sweet, man. Well, yo, I appreciate you taking the time. I know you got like a million videos and stuff you got to do. So thanks so much, bro.
Yeah, man. Go Jags.
And again, all of UCF's links are listed down below in the description. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. And as always, go Jets.